So recently Hue and Spotify announced some integration that they were working on to integrate the two products, and that integration has actually gone live today and is now available in the Hue app. That integration basically allows you to control your Hue lights based on the music that's playing in Spotify. Now that's something you could kind of do with a number of iOS and Android apps, but you usually had to make sure that your phone was available and near the speakers in order for this to work, simply because it basically used the microphone. Now actually this integration appears to be a lot closer tied, and what I wanted to do so you can kind of get going is share with you two things. The first is how to set this up, and I've got some screenshots on how I got it working, and then the second is a few things you need to think about before you decide to host your party with your Spotify playlist and your Hue lights. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing to look out for is actually that explore button down the bottom, the little picture of a rocket, to see whether that's got like a little orange or a little red dot by it. I don't have it on there anymore because I've now viewed the card, but if you see that little orange dot, that's its way of telling you there's something new to do. So once you click on there, you're going to see this early access card at the top. All you basically need to do is click on that card at the top, and it's going to take you on to the next screen to start to configure the Hue and Spotify integration. So in order to gain access to this, you actually need to turn on something called early access. Kind of think of this as beta for now, and so have a read of the terms and conditions if you like, but click on the turn on early access button, and then you'll continue through the setup process. So we're going to click on get started here, but actually on the next screen you can see that you can now sync with a number of different devices. So there's a PC or Mac, now that application's been available before. There's obviously the Philips Hue bar and actually via the HDMI sync application, not something I've tested yet. And then there's this new integration which is Spotify into Philips Hue itself. So we're going to click on the top card to start the setup. Now if you've got to this point, you've probably been asked 50,000 times now whether you want to do this, so yeah, just click next. Obviously they're going to use a bit of your data, so click next if you're happy with that, and then log in using that next button into your Hue account. It's actually going to open up the Hue app itself, and then the next thing obviously that you need to do is do the same with your Spotify account, and then that's pretty much it. The two are linked together. So the next all important thing you need to do is select the entertainment area. Now you could go and create a new one of these, or you might have one existing, and it's kind of worth noting that actually an entertainment area is slightly different to a room, and if I remember correctly, it's actually the way in which they use something like Unicast to talk to all the lights that makes it possible for them to change in time with the music in a much better way than if you'd used a normal functionality. So the final piece of this setup is more about kind of education. So it turns out you can actually start the syncing of the lights and Spotify using your voice assistant rather than having to go into the application. So in this instance I've selected the Amazon Alexa because that's what I have in my house, and now it quickly confirms the different commands that I can use with Alexa in order to start the syncing, change the intensity and a number of other things. And that's it, you're done. There's a couple of things you need to have a quick think about, and those are coming up next in the video. So one of the things it uses in order to make this work is entertainment areas rather than rooms to sync the lights to Spotify. And one thing you should probably know is there is a restriction for entertainment areas, and that's for 10 devices. Now I guess for most houses that's not going to be an issue, but oddly enough for me 10 is a bit restrictive on the number of Hue lights that I have in my kitchen, so it's made me think about properly which lights do I want to be syncing with Spotify. So that's the first thing that you need to think about. The second is actually how you're going to play the music. Now I have a Sonos system in my kitchen, and that's my kind of speakers of choice that I want to use in this instance. And so there's a number of ways you can control those Sonos speakers. And in particular, you would normally, I guess, open up the Sonos app, go and pick your Spotify playlist, and then play it through there. Now, with some initial testing, that doesn't allow you to sync the lights. And so the way that I actually got it to work is to open Spotify, go select the track or the playlist, start that playing, and then go select the Sonos speakers. So in this instance, Spotify is like the music control device, and you're just streaming it to the Sonos devices, and then go into the Hue app and click on the sync button, or of course ask your voice assistant to start for you. So it's very important to kind of understand that, because that's the way that you're going to get it working if you want to get the kind of party started, as it were, in using this. I hope that's been useful for you. Sorry this video is a little bit rough and ready, but I wanted to get it out on the day that they released all of the integration. And please let me know in the comments if you found this useful. And always make sure you give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you.